Hello, my name is Marcia Schnorr and I'm the chairperson for Lutheran Parish Nurses International, and it's my pleasure to visit with you today to share just a little bit more about who we are and maybe to invite you to be a part of us. I think we all know what parish nurses are. Parish nurses have been around since early time and especially since 1985, but Lutheran parish nurses are unique. Rather than being an ecumenical group, we are a group that is bounded by our Lutheran confessions and sharing things that are the same with anyone else, but also different. The differences are, we talk about parish nursing, which is a traditional historic name, but in some places they call it faith community nursing. Some places they call it diaconal nursing, and in some places it's pastoral care nursing.
Never heard of parish nursing at all till about 5 years ago when we went to England, and I read an article in an English magazine. It was about parish nursing. It was an interview with a leader from England, and I thought that's a really good idea because in Germany I know a lot about parishes because my husband is a pastor, and on the other side I work as a district nurse for our community, so I know a lot about nursing, and reading this article just showed that this brings these two parts together, and it made me really excited.
Very active in our care ministry at Christ Memorial Lutheran Church in Houston, where we have a very active care ministry. For a while I was facilitator of all the ministries under that umbrella, and currently I'm more involved in the health care, the health ministry / parish nursing part of it. So that's what I do on a local level. I do a lot of visits to the sick. We do a lot of just listening and a little bit of advice if people have questions about their medications or anything like that. A lot of connecting people to facilities.
I honestly say I knew nothing about parish nursing when I've been told about it's worth enough to take it. But I deeply believe that this is something worth enough, that strengthening and deepening my faith with my Savior. So I be more equipped with a new experience, with new information, with new tools to serve my people and to serve my Savior.
It was when I read a book, when we were living in Mount Barker, written by Dr. Granger Westberg, and I remember putting it down and coming back to it a few hours later and starting reading it again and thinking, wow, this is a wonderful idea. And it was then after some discussion with my husband and with some of the leaders and shakers in the congregation, and they embraced it quite willingly and were really pleased because it was a big congregation with one pastor, and from there that's how parish nursing actually started in Australia.
It really does not matter what name you use, it's all the same. When we look throughout the country, we have different models. Some are full-time, some are part-time, some are congregationally based, some are institutionally based, some are in a solo practice, and some have a team. All have education, but all have different education. Some is distance learning, some is on-site, some is internship, some is with college credits, some is a graduate degree. Some of them are even different in their socio-political and economic environments. Some live in groups that taxes help to support them. Others are in groups where complete separation of church and state. Some are in groups where it's the commonplace and law requires that everyone have a parish nurse. Others are still trying to encourage their people to know what parish nursing really is. But we are the same. Whatever you call us and whatever environment we're from, parish nurses do the same thing. Health education, health counseling, connection with the community, caregiving volunteers, but most importantly, the intentional care of the Spirit, the integration of faith and health.
Since 1989, I have served with Concordia University to equip nurses across the country in educating them to become parish nurses. The last count that I really focused upon was about 4,000 parish nurses or registered nurses across the United States. We've had every state represented and several foreign countries to take our program.
I was very eager to take this course, and since we have no parish nurse models in the whole Middle East, I had to take an online course for 1 year, and then had to travel to the States to do my internship and my final exams in the Concordia University in 2007. And then in the same year, a group of parish nurses led by Dr. Marcia Schnorr came to Palestine, to Bethlehem, and dedicated me as the first parish nurse in the whole Middle East, which is, I feel that I am very honored, very blessed person to really serve my God and to serve his people in Palestine.
Particularly tried to use the existing structures within the congregation, women's groups or young mums groups, men's fellowship, men's breakfasts, use these as opportunities to provide an avenue for some aspect of health education.
There are many roles of parish nurses. One is the healthcare educator role, whereby parish nurses really coordinate and teach others in health-related topics. For instance, parish nurses in a national study that I did about a year ago, the #1 health education topic was weight loss, nutrition, and grief support. Another role that parish nurses really serve in is the parish nurse's health counselor. In this role, the parish nurses in the United States really counsel their parishioners and their families and their community about things like hypertension, diabetes, their medications, their weight loss programs, their laboratory tests, their diagnostic tests, that we sit on a one-to-one basis and really sit down and explain things and counsel our members and our families and others in how to work the healthcare system and understand what's going on with their own health.
There are other networks. There are many ecumenical networks, and they are all very good because they show us the broad perspective. But it's time that we need to have a uniquely Lutheran network. That Lutheran network shows us that God is with us wherever we are. Our common bond runs together, and we are all framed and founded on the same Lutheran confessions. Lutheran Parish Nurses International is not an organization, it's a network.
Being connected to people around the world who have the same heart for service, and we're all connected, and I look at it as now, especially being here and a part of the LPNI, Lutheran Parish Nurses International, gives us all the opportunity to kind of be in that circle of being Christ's hands and heart to those that God puts into our lives all around the world, and we can see what other people do and how they help in their communities, and so it's really a blessing.
One of the places is Finland. Finland has a history that goes back several hundred years. They call it diaconal nursing. In Finland, Leah Ratia and several others are involved in education, but also provide and equip nurses through a special educational program that is combined with nursing. It becomes a combination of parish nursing and deaconess all in one. In Finland, it is supported by tax dollars. In Finland, by law, every parish has at least one. Most have several. In Finland, like the rest of the world, they reach out to people of every age. They reach out to members and non-members alike. They're concerned about the whole body, and they're bounded by their Lutheran confessions. India is one of our newer places. In Ambur, India, it was my privilege to meet with a group of people from the India Evangelical Lutheran Church combined with the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod to teach a course to 17 parish nurses in Bethesda Lutheran Hospital. These nurses work together, facilitated as a group by Suganthi Kumar, and they work together to provide care to their community and to their congregations. Some of their most novel approaches have been diabetic education, because in India it is the epicenter for diabetes. They also have done things to strengthen and empower women's health, not only for health and disease, but for wholeness. They do prayer services. They are new, but they are growing.
We've been blessed in this endeavor, in this educational ministry, to serve registered nurses and clergy and others in equipping them and supporting them in this ministry.
I think the fact that I'm a nurse, and nurses are usually ones that people unload a lot of things on, not necessarily just medical things.
Matter of fact, in Australia, for about the last 5 or 6 years, nurses have been listed in the top 3 most trusted professions in the whole country. So that's an interesting follow-on to what Lynette's just said. I think one of the other challenges that is being faced by the parish nurse movement in Australia is that it's still relatively new, and there's still a great need for folk to grow in their understanding of what the role encompasses.
We receive many calls from others to go and transfer our vision. And as a result of that, we have 2 outreach programs. One of them is ministering the Muslims community. We've been able to target it and serve 600 Muslim community in 12 villages in Bethlehem Governorate. And as well, we have another outreach program to Christian community in the northern area of the West Bank, because Christians there are are the minority, and they feel disparate, isolated from the other Christian who are living in the same places.
In conclusion, Lutheran Parish Nurses International, usually known as LPNI, is a network of Lutheran parish nurses throughout the world. It is growing. We hope you'll help to grow with us. We were supported by Thrivent when they began, and we continue to be supported by Thrivent through church dollars. We accept donations. There are no dues. We'd like to invite you to make use of one or more of our resources, to connect with us in any way, and to join with us in prayer. To God be the glory.